All right, all right. Let's check the microphone. Let's make sure we got everything rolling. All right, all right. So we're gonna do fantasy talk today. Fantasy talk. We're gonna go live on TikTok while we're live on here, and we are going to answer all the fantasy questions that people have on a Saturday afternoon. So let's definitely get going with this. All right, we have live chat. So chat is open. All right. We are getting a little bit technical right now. I want to make sure the microphone is working. Mic check, mic check. Before we go live on TikTok, make sure everything's working. All right, let's see if it works. All right, let's see if it works. All right, looks like we are working on microphones, so our audio is good. Just make a little note right here, real quick. Make one quick note so we can get live on TikTok really quick. Yeah, we got to get our TikTok crew rolling with us. Not really sure what the Notes app is doing right now. Leave any comments you got, any fantasy questions. We will only be answering questions on our YouTube comments. So, all right, live on YouTube. All right, so we're about to go live on TikTok. It is officially 1:25. All right, we are trying to go live. All right, we got fantasy talk right now. All right, so we got Saturday afternoon fantasy talk. All right. All right, we're just trying to get these technical difficulties figured out. Thank you, Aiden. Yeah, there we go. I think the YouTube audio should be working better now. Uh, okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't think JJ Taylor is actually going to have the ridiculous game that we think he is. Brandon Bolden's the known guy. I traded Patterson and Montgomery for CMC. I like that trade. I like it. It depends how much you have on the bench with your depth. Patterson seeming to be a proven aspect. Montgomery is coming back from an injury, but I was worried about Khalil Herbert at first. Montgomery first came back 78% of the snaps. You know what I mean? So I definitely would go with him there. Brandon Bolden or Alex Collins. Go Brandon Bolden. I know the Browns offense is good, but I don't Alex Collins has shown to be okay. He doesn't really have passing upside. At least Brandon Bolden has some. Thoughts on OBJ now? I think OBJ originally was going to be like Van Jefferson, right? The thing is, I think OBJ now has a floor, and the floor should be around 7 points. Good or bad, I don't know. We haven't really seen OBJ do really well in a while. So is it concerning? Frankly, I think it's a little concerning with OBJ. I have Kareem Hunt as a keeper. I haven't dropped him yet. Should I? Honestly, I would not drop Kareem Hunt because he's coming back this week or next week. Don't do it. You're going to regret it. Don't do it. Trust me. Knox or Schultz this week. Give me Schultz only because he's been healthy. He stayed healthy, and he's got a good floor. Kamara out and Mixon on a bye. Let me see who you got. Pats Nation 5. Let me know what you got. Need an RB2 this week. Darrell Williams versus the Raiders or Michael Carter versus Buffalo. This is tough. I would start Williams, but there's a chance Elaire gets activated. So if he does, obviously you're going to start Michael Carter. Tony Pollard versus Atlanta or J.D. McKissick. Honestly, give me J.D. McKissick because Gibson's been knocked around all year, and his legs kind of still bothering him with that fracture. Go him. Let's see what else we got. Cup for Mixon and DK. Honestly, that's not bad at all. If that's what you're offering or being offered and you're getting the two guys versus the one, take it. Take it. For sure, take it. Let's see. Do I start Jordan Howard or Boston Scott? Start Boston Scott. Jordan Howard, I'm not loving what I'm seeing. Or start Jordan Howard. Boston Scott, I'm not loving what I'm seeing. Pick 2 to start. Ingram, Swift, Melvin Gordon. This is a tough one with Ingram and Melvin Gordon. I think Melvin Gordon just seems to get the goal line touches, but you never know with Denver if they're ever going to get down there. Give me Swift and Ingram. Honestly, give me Swift or Ingram. Mike Williams or Keenan Allen this week. Allen isn't 100% healthy. You can't, if you have both of them, you got to start Allen because Mike Williams is Tyler Lockett on steroids. So, yeah, I'm definitely not feeling that. Damian Harris looks like he's probably going to be out, and he hasn't practiced all week. Start Ingram whether he's healthy or not. Knox, Schultz, or Goddard. Goddard. You got to start Dallas Goddard. I know it's a tougher matchup, but Goddard's actually done pretty good. Fantasy Football AZ, love your page. Thanks for commenting. Landry or Elijah Moore at flex. I would probably go Landry. Buffalo's got a really tough defense, and let's not forget Baker does like Jarvis Landry. So thank you, Fantasy Football AZ. We appreciate it. Landry, Elijah Moore, or Gibson at flex. This is a really hard one. I'd probably go Antonio Gibson just because Gibson did have that standing as one of the best, guys in fantasy before the season. See, do I have faith in D-Hop for the rest of the year? It's going to be tough. He's really, really injured all the time. I think they got a bye coming up soon, so maybe he can get healthy over there. Van Jefferson or Russell Gage. This is a tough one because you got to imagine Dallas lines Trayvon Diggs up across from Russell Gage. I don't love him this week. But Van Jefferson with the whole scheme in the offense being knocked around with Woods being injured, I actually think you go Van Jefferson. Mark Ingram for Javonte Williams. You traded Mark Ingram for Javonte Williams. That's not a bad trade. I think Mark Ingram's is kind of a 1 week flyer and kind of a handcuff for Kamara. Javonte Williams has looked really good. He just hasn't gotten into the end zone enough. Melvin Gordon or Christian Kirk. If D-Hop is out like he's supposed to be, start Christian Kirk and start him with confidence. Moss or Pollard with Zeke's ankle. Zeke's going to play, so I would assume Zach Moss is probably the better option. The Jets have been decent against the pass, not so great against then horrible against the run. Ayuk or Samuel? Always Samuel, because even before the season, Deebo Samuel was their wide receiver number one, even though he got hurt in the past. Let's see who we got here. Javonte Williams for Chris Carson. Is this a good trade? If Carson comes back, it is a good trade. It is. But I don't like to mess around with neck injuries. AJ Green or Kirk? Ooh, this is tough. I'd probably go with Christian Kirk here if D-Hop is out. If D-Hop is in, I'd actually go AJ Green. Call me crazy. Trade Gibson for OBJ. No, do not trade Gibson for OBJ. Absolutely not. Mike Williams for Jefferson. If you can get Justin Jefferson for Mike Williams, do it. Do it. Drop Antonio Gibson for Van Jefferson. No, don't drop. See, it's hard right now. I know how bad Antonio Gibson's been. Don't drop him. You got to hold him on your bench. He's getting close to that area, but you got to hold him for now because you never know. They just had a bye week. He could be getting healthier. Gibson or Ramondre Stevenson. Ooh, this is tough. Stevenson is more likely to play than Harris, but I would still go Gibson. I know it's a tough matchup. Gibson. Can we drop Julio? This is the question that's been driving me crazy all year, right? He's had one game, I believe, with double-digit points. It's tough. I don't like it. I really don't like Julio. He's not doing much this year. Now, give it another week. And I know everyone's like, oh, no, just give it one more week, because if they don't integrate Julio more into the offense, there's going to be trouble anyway. So, yeah, I would stick with Julio for just one more week. I dropped Gronk. Was that bad? A lot of people are starting to drop Gronk, and it stinks because everybody loves Gronk, but I understand it. Roster spots are at a premium right now with all the injuries. We're picking up players left and right. And the fact of the matter is, I think Gronk is too injured right now, and he's still too injured. McKissick or Kenyon Drake? Start McKissick. I fully believe that the Washington football team will be down a lot in this game and for a while, so they're going to throw the ball a lot. Yeah, Julio tweaked his hammy again yesterday. It's unbelievable with him. Tyler Johnson, A.J. Dillon, Goddard, or Alex Collins for the flex? That's a tough question. I tell you what, that is a tough question. I'm probably, for you, I'm probably going to say Alex Collins because he's the only one who's proven that he actually has a floor. Tyler Johnson could do absolutely nothing, or he can go crazy. So you're really looking boom or bust there. I don't love the idea of tight ends at flex. Tight ends are very volatile. Elijah Mitchell or Melvin Gordon. Ride Elijah Mitchell, to your playoffs. I think every week is he going to play? And then he plays great. So Judy or Michael Carter. Ooh, this is tough. I got to go Carter because he does have the receiving upside, as I expect Buffalo will go up in this game, but Buffalo has struggled in the recent weeks. Drake or J.J. Taylor. This is a tough one because when Jacobs is feeling good and he's healthy and he's not a little nicked up during games, Drake doesn't get snaps. However, Jacobs been that way all year. Give me Drake. I don't really trust J.J. Taylor. He literally is the fourth string running back on that team. Pitts or Kittle at tight end. Oh, that is such a tough question. Oh, man. That one's hard. That one's oof. And I'm going to say, give me Kyle Pitts. And that's a tough answer because I tell you what, Kyle Pitts has done a lot of good to show that he's the real deal. But George Kittle in the last few years, he's always injured. He's always injured. When has George Kittle been healthy? He hasn't. He hasn't been healthy at all. You got to get I got to give Kittle another week before I fully trust him. OBJ, Jarvis, and Judy. And Judy? PPR. If you got to choose one, choose Judy. If you got to choose two, choose Judy and Jarvis. I don't know. Odell definitely doesn't know the entire playbook yet. So, I saw a Freiermuth question. That's my guy. I love Freiermuth. Freiermuth or Hawkinson? You gotta go with Hawkinson. I really like Pat Freiermuth, but Hawkinson is Hawkinson. He was drafted 8th overall for a big reason. Who should I trade away for Zeke? I don't like having 3 guys on one team. Dak, CD, and Zeke. Yeah, that's tough. Sorry, guys. That's tough. Having those guys in the same team is tough. If you're trading away an Ezekiel Elliott, look for a DeAndre Swift if you can get a 1-for-1. I would love to do that. If you have to package somebody else in there, do it. if it's a bench player. Otherwise, don't overpay. You remember you are losing Ezekiel Elliott, a guy who has been very good in the last recent years. I saw one. It was Allen or Herbert. This is tough because the Bills have not been playing well lately, and they just got spanked by the Jaguars. But it won't happen again versus the Jets. The Jets always play the Bills tough. Allen's going to have a huge week this week. Give me Josh Allen. Mark Ingram or Dan Arnold. Mark Ingram, he's got a pretty good floor. Hurts or Murray? Give me Hurts. Murray's too banged up. I love Kyler Murray. He's too banged up though. Pick 2, Jarvis, Mark Ingram, Melvin Gordon. This is a question I'm getting a lot. Honestly, give me Melvin Gordon and Mark Ingram. I like running backs way more than I do wide receivers. Wentz or Russ? Wentz is playing Jacksonville. Go Wentz. Believe it or not, this is kind of a tough thing for me to say because I love Russell Wilson. He hasn't been fantastic when he's been on the field this year. It kind of seemed like he was a little afraid to turn the ball over. I wonder if that changes. I don't know. Yeah, I would bench Russell Wilson if you have a better option. Van Jefferson or AJ Green? That's a tough question, and I'm going Van Jefferson. And here's why. Again, like I said before, with Robert Woods out and the offense in limbo, Van Jefferson knows the playbook. I think Van Jefferson has a chance to take a little bit of that Robert Woods role while OBJ gets, acclimated to the offense. Start James Robinson. If he's healthy, he practiced fully yesterday. If he's healthy, you got to start him. Simply put, if he's healthy, you got to start him. You don't really get a choice. Does Jefferson or OBJ get the bump? Jefferson gets the bump now. He gets it now. But OBJ in like a week, 2 weeks, he'll get the bump. Jacobs, Henderson, or Connor? Oh, that is such a tough one. Henderson's great too. That one's really difficult. Give me James Conner. He's been really good all year. Ayuk or Tim Patrick? That's a head scratcher because you gotta understand with Ayuk, we all know he's been a disappointment, but now I saw that one. Fant, Moss, Gibson, or OBJ. Start Gibson. But now it seems like Ayuk is coming back into the mix. I like Ayuk a lot. Jacoby Myers or Eli Mitchell. I have Damian Harris playing. Okay, so it doesn't look like Damian Harris will play. So you're probably going to end up starting both these guys if Harris doesn't play because he did not practice in any sort all week. Mark Ingram, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, James Robinson. Give me James Robinson and DJ Moore. That's tough because Mark Ingram does have a good floor, I think. Brady or Allen? Ooh, Tom Brady. Washington's defense is terrible. Oh, they're so bad this year. Should I start Marvin Jones? I actually am starting Marvin Jones in a league where I am missing four of my flex options. So start him if you have to. Jacoby Myers or Brandon Ayuk? Start Ayuk. I'm starting to fully believe Ayuk is back. Do I trade CD for Demont? You have Godwin, Diggs, and Cooper Kupp. I think this is a very interesting trade, and I'll tell you why. David Montgomery is a volume master. He eats carries, receptions, the whole nine. CD's really good, but the fact that you have Godwin, Kupp, Diggs, and I think Godwin, he's probably gonna play. I don't know for sure. He's a game time decision. Yeah, I would take that trade if I were you. If someone sent that to me, if someone said, "Hey, I'll give you Montgomery for CeeDee Lamb," I would take it because I really think running backs are at a premium now with all these injuries. Travis Kelce, I saw Travis Kelce trade for Monty and Hockenson. Yeah, that's another one. That one's tough because the positional advantage of Travis Kelce. I mean, let me put it into perspective. And I saw this I saw the statistics on ESPN, and they were talking about it. Frankly, Travis Kelce last year averaged 20.9 points per game. This year, he's around 16. That's 5 points less points per game, but he's still the tight end one. So Travis Kelce, Travis Kelce is the guy. If you need running backs desperately, I'd say do it. I traded Dalvin Cook and A.J. Brown for Swift and Fournette. Is that a fair trade? You're gonna be missing Cook, I think. And I think a part of it is they haven't been giving him goal line touches, and I think that's why he's been a little angry, he's been angering fantasy managers. AJ Brown is a difficult one to gauge because he's been great and he's been bad and he's been great and he's been bad. Swift is a star. I love Swift, and Fournette should be very good if they continue to give him the volume. If they continue to give him the volume, I actually believe you win that trade slightly. Knox for Gibson. If you're getting Gibson for Knox and you have another tight end, do it. AJ Green, Jarvis, or Sutton, pick one. Ooh, this is like washed receivers and Cortland Sutton. I gotta go with Cortland Sutton just because he's done it at some point this year. So, Cowboys D or Steelers D. Steelers playing Detroit, no question. I know, like, we all like to, Atlanta. Atlanta's actually been pretty good, believe it or not. So, yeah, give me Steelers D versus the Lions. Sutton, Ayuk, or OBJ. Give me Ayuk. Kirk, Beasley, or Renfro at the flex. That's tough. Give me Renfro. I actually really like Renfro. And I believe he's playing the Chiefs, so I feel like he's probably going to get 6 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. That's my prediction for him this week. I have him around 18 points. Devonta Smith and Marvin Jones for Michael Pittman. Oh, you did great. That is an awesome trade. Oh, that's a great trade. I love that. Michael Pittman's a beast. Trade away Gibson, Kirk, and Sutton for Monty and Tim Patrick. That's not terrible, and I'll tell you why. Gibson just, like, he hasn't been really, really good. He really hasn't been. And Montgomery is going to eat carries, so I like that. Freiermuth or Dawson Knox. This is tough. Dawson Knox is coming off that hand. Give me Freiermuth because it's had a great 2 weeks. Amari Cooper, Mark Ingram. Give me Amari Cooper. I know Amari Cooper's been so frustrating this year, but Melvin Gordon and Mike Evans for CMC. I'm loaded at wide receiver. If you can give him that for CMC and he takes it, you're the biggest genius I've seen today. Ayuk or Peoples-Jones. Ayuk's a proven commodity. Peoples-Jones is kind of a big play thing. Do I think Nick Folk's going to have a good game? I mean, the Patriots, I will say, they don't go for it on 4th down a lot. That's why Nick Folk's been so great this year. He's been accurate on his field goals, and they don't go for it on 4th down a lot. So I actually really do like Nick Folk as a fantasy kicker. I think he keeps it up. Should I trade Harris and OBJ for Chubb? Now, if that's Damian Harris, yes. I don't think you would trade Najee Harris for an OBJ for Chubb. If they take it, not Dylan Lewis, then they I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, there we go. Should I hold Kamara? Yeah, you got to hold Kamara. I mean, he is the only proven commodity in that entire offense. You got to hold Kamara. I don't think it's a. There you go. Yeah, Dylan Lewis. Go get Chubb. That's an awesome trade. I know he's out this week. That's probably why you're getting a buy low, but it's an awesome trade because Damian Harris is out too. So that's a great trade. Realistic trade for Kamara. I was thinking about this because I have Kamara, and he's been great all year. I feel like I needed maybe pieces elsewhere. If you can get a DeAndre Swift and a wide receiver 2 guy, I mean, the perfect guy I would have said, we didn't tear his ACL, was Robert Woods, but somebody in that Robert Woods class for Kamara. That is really the only thing I would accept. Don't sell yourself short on Alvin Kamara. Maybe you get a David Montgomery or a Joe Mixon, right? You get David Montgomery or Joe Mixon, and so that whole middle class is wiped out with injuries. So, Kamara, if you're going to trade a Kamara and D-Hop for CMC and Mike Evans, yeah, I say that's a W. I think Mike Evans is great. And, I always hate on Mike Evans with the volume and all that stuff. But Mike Evans, realistically, has been good all year. He's been consistent. He's had 2 bad games. And CMC is CMC. So if he's healthy, it's great. Kamara's hurt right now. He'll be okay. D-Hop's hurt all the time. So I think you get a big health boost at wide receiver here while taking a potential hit at running back if CMC gets hurt again. But CMC's healthy right now. So roll with it. Connor or Johnson, if that's Deontay or Dearness, I still say James Conner. Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, CeeDee Lamb, pick one. Oh, man, this is a tough one. But give me CeeDee Lamb only because of Jefferson's tough matchup. Otherwise, I'd choose Jefferson over Lamb 10 times out of 10. I traded away Kamara and Higgins for Swift and Jamar Chase. Huge W, Ted. Huge W. Rate my team. All right, I like this. Rate my team. Oh, hold on. We got a YouTube one. I'm gonna rate your team in a second, Mike. We got a YouTube one. So thank you for commenting on the YouTube. If you sub to the channel too, I can rate your entire lineup. Should I start Darrell Williams or Kenyon Drake? I start Darrell Williams unless Kenyon Drake, or I start Darrell Williams unless Elaire comes back this week, which is 50-50 at best. Start Williams. All right, I'm going to rate your team right now. Mike, Prescott, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Godwin, Debo, Eli Mitchell. That's a really good team. I like what you got going on at quarterback and Austin Eckler and Aaron Jones, great duo. Aaron Jones has been really boomer bust. Eckler's been pretty consistent outside of a couple weeks this year. Godwin's having a tough time with the ankle or foot injury right now. With AB out and with Gronk out, Godwin is an absolute stud. Deebo Samuel's been great. I mean, if you watch any 49ers games in the past, when he was active, Deebo's the guy. I really do like Eli Mitchell as well. Thielen or Ayuk. This is a tough matchup for Thielen, but you still got to ride with Thielen. Thielen's very touchdown dependent this season, but Thielen's still got to be your guy. I also traded Kamara for James Robinson and Tyler Lockett. Wilson is my quarterback. Robinson has an easy schedule. Lockett's tough. I don't like Lockett at all. I never draft Lockett. I stay away. And him and Mike Williams are like the same player, except Mike Williams has bigger spikes and dips than Lockett. That's tough. You kind of have that wide receiver quarterback thing going. Robinson does have an easy schedule. So that could go either way depending on Kamara's injury. Henry gone. Hold on. I can see this. Henry gone. RB5 running backs. Mixon, Chase, Sanders, Ingram, Javonte, or should I trade a Mike Williams for a CD for a running back or hold? Yeah, so you definitely need another running back here. If you can get somebody decent, like a Damian Williams type guy for Mike Williams, do it. Mike Williams is the biggest boomer bust guy there is. I mean, he's going to score. I'm benching him this week. I know he's going to score 30. But unfortunately, I think that's what you have to do. Don't move CD for a running back unless you're getting a guy of a really good caliber. Van Jefferson or Elijah Moore. Give me Elijah Moore. I stand firm on Van Jefferson will have a good game this week due to Robert Woods' injury and his familiarity with the offense. Odell or Deontay Harris. I don't know how much Odell's going to play, but I trust him more than Deontay Harris, unfortunately. Do I start Mark Ingram? If you have Kamara and you have to, obviously you do it, but it's kind of a tough thing. It depends what you're looking at. Ayuk or Ingram at the flex? Like, this is a good question. Half PPR. And if it's half PPR, I would say Mark Ingram. Actually, full PPR, I'd probably still say Mark Ingram because, I mean, if you look at Mark Ingram since he's become a Saint, I think he has 8 receptions in like 2 games. So he's having a lot of receptions. It's good. OBJ or Ayuk? Give me Ayuk. OBJ, again, he has to be acclimated into the offense. No problem, Ted. Thanks for tuning in. Darrell Williams or Melvin Gordon, PPR. Give me Darrell Williams as long as Helaire doesn't play. Helaire's out. We got another YouTube one. All right, as long as Helaire's out. Would you trade Aaron Jones and another piece for Jonathan Taylor? Absolutely. George, absolutely. I would absolutely do that because you know what? Not for nothing. Aaron Jones is too boomer bust this year. Give me Jonathan Taylor. Give me Jonathan Taylor all day. If you're giving up maybe like a receiver you don't need or something like that, absolutely. Don't overpay with somebody in your lineup, though. Jonathan Taylor is awesome for the rest of the year. Corey Davis or Julio? Ooh, that's tough, especially because Saints defense is good against the pass. And Davis has been hurt. That's a really tough question. I'm going to go Julio because he has a better quarterback. Ooh, all right. So George says I'd be giving up AB. Ooh, AB's tough. AB's tough. If you have the wide receivers to cover, I'm okay with it. But when we've seen Antonio Brown play, and I'm a big Antonio Brown fan of in fantasy, when we see him play, he is the clear favorite target of Tom Brady. AB is off your bench. So, yeah, I would say go for it. Especially it's crunch time now. It's crunch time. Taylor's got a pretty good schedule, and Jonathan Taylor is a beast. He's a beast. Like he's crazy. Aiden, your buddy George was asking Van Jefferson or Emmanuel Sanders. This one's tough, especially because again, Van Jefferson thing we don't know. Give me Emmanuel Sanders. Outside of a couple weeks this year, he's been really good. Yeah, give me Emmanuel Sanders. And George, thank you for commenting on the YouTube, and make sure you sub to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And again, anybody here, you're watching and you want me to, I could set your lineup. I can set your lineup. I can analyze trades. Yeah, there we go. Comment on the YouTube. I'll do if you sub to our YouTube, we will give you the whole nine. Anything you need in your fantasy team will help you out with. All right. We got a YouTube comment here. Henderson Jr., DJ Moore, or Justin Jefferson at the flex. This is an interesting one, and I'm gonna pull up this because I got my laptop in front of me because I want to check something just real quick to make sure that I'm not mistaken here. Who the Rams are playing. I believe they're playing the 49ers. Yes, they are. All right, they're playing the 49ers. DJ Moore with a new quarterback. I don't love it. Give me an extra DJ Moore. Jefferson is the model of consistency so far this year. Outside one game, Trayvon Diggs, Jefferson's the model of consistency. Henderson has also been consistent all year. Give me Darrell Henderson. I hate benching Justin Jefferson, but it's a tough matchup. Now, on Sunday, if Asante Samuel Jr. is out and, all these the edge corners, the outside corners for the Chargers are out, you might need to revisit. But I really think with the way that the 49ers were gashed last week on the ground, Henderson's got a great matchup. Thank you for commenting, Badger. We really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. All right, you can subscribe here. Awesome. On Tony and Miles Sanders. Might drop Tony for McKissick. I have the biggest beef with Miles Sanders in fantasy football. I do. I can't help it. Miles Sanders, he leaves, they start running the ball. What does that tell you? To me, they don't trust him. I think it's okay to drop Miles Sanders. I believe it's fully okay to drop Miles Sanders. Now, we have no idea when he's coming back. He's on IR. And Tony's becoming healthier. Remember that. Because we saw him only healthy twice. And it was his first start. He had 6 catches, 70 yards, and then the other one he had 11, 10 catches for 189. Tony could be a really big part of this offense when the Giants get healthy. I would keep Tony, and if you're gonna drop one, drop Miles Sanders from McKissick. It's time to trade Mahomes. No, if you haven't done it already, you're not gonna get what he's worth. I think he'll be fine. Frankly, I actually do think he'll be fine. Trading Melvin Gordon away for Brandon Cooks. Smash that accept button. I mean, you're winning that one. Absolutely. It's not even close either. I love that trade for you. Do I start Devonta Smith versus Denver's D? It depends. GBS City. It depends who you have going up against Devonta Smith for your potential, whether it's wide receiver, flex, whatever it is. Outlook on Robbie Anderson now that he has Cam. He is an under-the-radar sleeper, Robbie Anderson. He is. Keep an eye on him. Now, if you already have him on your roster, hold him because there's a potential there. Sanders or Javonte, PPR. Manuel Sanders, I believe, because I think Miles Sanders is still out for a while. Give me Javonte. I'm starting Javonte in a league. I think he really impressed with his performance against the Cowboys last week. Would I start OBJ? Not unless I'm desperate. Not unless I got Jamar Chase and I got Tyler Boyd or T. Higgins on bye, and the only guy I have left because I had Woods and he tore his ACL is OBJ. That's the only way I would start OBJ this week. What do I think about George Kittle going forward? Man. So I haven't made it, if you guys watch our stuff, check out our channel, everything like that. I've made it very clear. I don't know if George Kittle is the same guy he used to be. He looked really great last week, and I love George Kittle. I think he's awesome, but he's been hurt a lot in the recent years. So you got to keep an eye on him. Frustrated with Gronk and Fant. Yeah, me too. Should I drop either one of them for Cole Kmet? No. You gotta hold. I don't know that Cole Kmet doesn't seem to have a high ceiling at all, and his floor seems to be pretty low. At least Gronk or Fant will drop you a 20-point game when they're both healthy. Woods or Ayuk? Well, Woods just tore his ACL, unfortunately for you. Sorry. CADECO 8. So, Ayuk. Should I play Amari Cooper over DJ Moore? These two are like the boom and bust of 2021. Yes, because I'm so sick of DJ Moore and his quarterbacks. Don't start DJ Moore until he gets Cam back. Singletary or Bolden? Unfortunately for Singletary owner, Zach Moss was just pronounced active and expected to play. Give me Brandon Bolden. Start Kittle or Dalton Schultz this week. Kittle. If you have Kittle and it's not a guy like It's not a if it's a Noah Fant guy or Dalton Schultz is in the same category as Noah Fant, those guys you still start Kittle. Yeah, Woods tore his ACL on Friday. Yeah, he tore his ACL on Friday, the first practice with OBJ. He tore it, got up, finished the practice, said his knee hurt, and he saw it was torn. It's crazy. Is OBJ worth the start or pick up? Is worth the start or pick up Van Jefferson for the week? If you're in a desperate spot, give me Van Jefferson. OBJ will be a big part of this offense. However, it's going to take time for him to be acclimated into the offense. All right, we got Badger on the YouTube channel. Final lineup, 6-player league. All right. Allen, Cook, Henderson, Najee, Tyreek, Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Kyle Pitts, Saints, Dean, Nick. That's an awesome lineup. How did you get that? 6-player league, that makes sense, but that's an awesome lineup. Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook, Henderson. Najee Harris is great. Love Najee Harris. Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is also great. I really like this lineup. Yeah, Jefferson's a tough bench. He is, but this is a tough matchup. Otherwise, I would always say start him over CeeDee. Not this week. And Moore's on the bench too. Yeah, I also have Justin Herbert, but Josh Allen seems like he's going to have a big bounce back week. I like Herbert this week, I do, but Josh Allen and the Bills, they got to be angry with themselves after what they did last week. I mean, they embarrassed themselves. Josh Jacobs or Mark Ingram. Start Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs hasn't had a single game under 10 points this season. He is the model of consistency with his floor. Hurts or Metcalf, PPR 2 QB league. So I'm guessing you could start either Jalen Hurts or DK. I mean, usually when you can start another quarterback, you start another quarterback. But DK with Russ this week, that's a really tough one. Let me see the Seahawks. I'm just making sure I have their right games down for this week. Seattle is playing. I don't know if anybody can grab me that. Week 9, Week 10, Seattle. Let's see what they got. Looks like Seattle's got Green Bay. And I know Hurts plays Denver. Give me Hurts just because he's a quarterback. I mean, you got to run with quarterbacks. Thank you, Badger. We appreciate it. Any other fantasy advice, Badger, you need, you comment on our videos. We'll answer them for you because, again, you sub to our channel on YouTube. We answer all your questions. We'll set your lineup, whatever you need. Trade, analyze, anything. Goddard or Dalton Schultz? Give me Dalton Schultz. He's playing the Falcons. Fam, should I start OBJ or Mike Williams? Oh, Mike Williams. This is a 30-point Mike Williams week, in my opinion. Because if it's not this week, I don't know if it's ever going to happen again. OBJ still needs to be acclimated into the offense. I don't think he's completely ready yet. Alvin Kamara's out. Ingram's the only one left. I like Mark Ingram. I do. But again, Tennessee is the 8th-ranked team against the run, or 8th-ranked team against fantasy running backs this season, and Josh Jacobs has a guaranteed floor. I like Mark Ingram, but if he doesn't get into the end zone, it might be a tough day, especially because they're starting Trevor Siemian. You're missing Kamara. Kamara is the whole offense. All the threat comes from Alvin Kamara. With him gone, I don't know that this might be the worst. I'm not even kidding. Like, this offense the Saints are putting out this week could be the worst on paper offense I've seen in the NFL in a while. Arizona defense, you got to start. I've been battling it with them all year. They'll get -1 once every 3 weeks, but they're good for around 9 to 10 points. I like Arizona defense. Really, it doesn't matter who they're going up against. They're clearly schemed very well. I like how they're schemed. That's a big thing for me. Dawson Knox or Zach Ertz. Give me that's a tough one. Zach Ertz seems to be around an 8-point floor, but Dawson Knox playing great before he got hurt. Dawson Knox is active. That's a tough one. I'm gonna say Dawson Knox, but just remember Zach Ertz has a higher floor. So if you're, Dawson Knox can get you 3 or he can get you 23. And Zach Ertz will probably get you 8 to 11 no matter what. Have to start Ingram, but defense is Titans. Should I drop them for Cleveland? Or roll with it? I want to say roll with it. Because I don't know that Cleveland's going to do great against the Patriots. Because, listen, I know how good Cleveland can be. It's just the Patriots. They do something every week that's just like, what? Like, how did they know? How did they do that? Do I like Russell Gage or Mark Ingram in my flex? I like Mark Ingram in your flex instead of Russell Gage because let's not forget Trayvon Diggs. You know what I mean? Trayvon Diggs, he's there. I know he's not the lockdown corner. He's a ball hawk corner, but he still is a good cornerback. I don't love Russell Gage this week. I really don't. Will Cam move the needle in Arizona at all? Well, I don't think Cam's not going to start. He's not going to play really this week. But my bold prediction for Cam Newton is he will get the job next week, never let go of it for the next 2 years. I think Cam, I'm so happy to see him back there. I love Cam Newton. We got a YouTube comment. All right, YouTube comment. Let's see. Goddard or Knox? This is a tough one, but I'm going to go Dallas Goedert because he's healthy. I know he's playing Denver, but he's healthy. Dawson Knox has been a little banged up. He's just coming off of IR. So buy low running back options. I got plenty of wide receivers. So should I sell Williams after a big game this week? If you can sell Williams after a big game this week, do it. David Montgomery is the perfect. David Montgomery, if I could, David Montgomery, James Conner's a buy high right now. Yeah, see, the James Conner comment. I love James Conner right now. Arizona knows how to use their guys almost better than anybody else in the entire league, and they use them to their strength, and James Conner is great. I love James Conner, and John Taylor is amazing. James Conner is somebody I would look to buy low on. I think there's a lot of really good buy low options right now. Like Stephon Diggs is a great buy low option. I know he's got a tougher schedule coming up, but I actually believe with the more difficult games, he is going to press on as that number one receiver and be Josh Allen's safety blanket. Yeah, buy low options for running backs are tough because everybody knows their value. Right now, for some unknown reason, people are down on DeAndre Swift. If you can get Swift, go get him. Go get him. Simply put, go get DeAndre Swift. Kirk, Corey Davis, Sutton, James Washington. Pick two. If D-Hop is out, Kirk, Sutton. Actually, you know what? If D-Hop's in, Kirk, Sutton. I'm not loving Corey Davis, James Washington. Corey Davis has been banged up for a few weeks now. Yeah, no problem, guys. No problem, guys. Any questions you got, I'll answer them if I can, if I see them. I'm trying to go as fast as I can answer all these questions. Let's see what we got here. All right, Brandon Ayuk or Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Donovan Peoples-Jones to replace Robert Woods. Yeah, I'm sorry about Robert Woods. That's so annoying. And, it stinks for the Rams because now, they got to acclimate a different receiver into their offense. Give me Ayuk. Yeah, no problem, Sleep. No problem. Scrambling for running backs right now since I lost Henry. Yeah, I feel you. A guy in our league had Henry and Robert Woods. Not good. Yeah, running backs are tough to find. They are. If you can trade a receiver for, I'm telling you, David Montgomery is the perfect buy option right now. Go get David Montgomery. Start two. DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Adam Thielen. Ooh, boom, and bust over here. I want to give you the highest floor because I want to help you win your game. I think Mike Williams has a great week this week. He's been bad. I know. I think he has a great week. I don't know about DJ Moore with PJ Walker. I don't. Maybe he'll look. Thielen's a tough matchup, especially because Chargers are so stingy with touchdowns. And Thielen is touchdown dependent. Give me DJ Moore and Mike Williams. It's hard for me to say because it's a really tough way to go about it. DJ Moore and Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams is a huge week. Judy or Dearness Johnson for the flex. Give me Dearness Johnson. That man is a beast. Yeah, lost Woods and Henry this year. It's so bad. Someone in our totally unbiased league. Some of our guys are in from totally unbiased. He lost a lot of guys so far this year. Kirk, Davis, Sutton. Yeah, I did this one before. I would say start Kirk, start Sutton. No problem, guys. Of course, we got you with all your questions. I'm trying to get to everyone's questions. Prediction for Aaron Jones this week. So Aaron Jones, I believe, put up 5.4 points last week. So it's Aaron Jones. I believe he's probably going to score a lot of points this week. I'm looking at him maybe around like 17 and a half points. I don't think 100 yards. I'm thinking more like 60 rushing yards, good receptions, touchdown through the air, on the ground is really what I'm looking at for him. See what else we got here. We got a YouTube question. Let's see. Should I start Josh Jacobs or Mike Williams? Ooh, this is a tough one. I would start Josh Jacobs. He has a higher floor than Mike Williams, and I think Josh Jacobs is no one's guaranteed for points. Let me just state that. No one's guaranteed for points. But if anyone's guaranteed for points, Josh Jacobs will probably get around 10 to 12 to 13 points at the minimum. So I would go there. Oh, we got another YouTube comment. All right. KH says, pick one to start. Julio, Landry, OBJ. I tell you, for you, I wish this was like 2016 because this would be the hardest question in the world. I'm going to say a no on OBJ off the bat. Again, I don't trust him yet. He needs to be acclimated fully into that offense. It's not easy to just join a team and be ready right away. It's not. That's for OBJ. Julio, again, Julio makes my head hurt. He does. Julio makes my head hurt. Cleveland this week plays the Patriots. I think Mac Jones is gonna lean on him a little bit. Give me Landry. I don't like Julio. And I honestly, in like 2 weeks, I might say OBJ here. But right now, with his first week, he hasn't even had a full week. He's had like 3 days with his team. Give me Jarvis Landry. Just message Wood owner who needs Montgomery. Wish me luck. Need this trade. Yeah. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck. It's tough. Mark Ingram or Montgomery. Give me Montgomery. Dave Montgomery is a beast. He's going to eat carries all day long. That's what he does. That's what he does. All he does is eat carries. He's really, really – I mean, I tell you, he is somebody who will win you your fantasy league if you get him at the right price. Yeah, all your receivers are KH all on YouTube. All the receivers are 2016 codes. They are. I mean, how far off Beckham has fallen really stinks. Landry too. I mean, it's the injuries with both of them. Julio, he was dominant until he came to the Titans. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I agree right there. Milbert Penway, Van Jefferson over OBJ 100% for this week only. Again, Robert Woods being out, they need somebody who's familiar with the playbook, with the offense. That is Van Jefferson, not OBJ. Mark needs 20 yards to become all-time Saints leader and rusher. Might pop off. You know what? I love storylines like that, and usually works out that way. That would be awesome. I would love to see a great Mark Ingram game this week. Elijah Moore or Christian Kirk? D-Hop out, Christian Kirk. D-Hop in, Elijah Moore. Although Corey Davis in and D-Hop in, Christian Kirk. Ayuk or Elijah Moore? Give me Ayuk. Ayuk's snap percentage 2 weeks ago was 90. Last week it was around 90. He's back. He's out of the doghouse. He was in the doghouse. Let's not lie about it. Let me grab a water bottle here. I don't want to get out of frame, but talking for like an hour now. Kind of low on players right now. You think Russell Gage is a good start? It is if you're low. Listen, Russell Gage is a good start if you're low on guys. I know Matt Ryan has a trust level in him. Just be reminded of the matchup of Trayvon Diggs potentially because that's their number one threat unless Patterson is lined up wide. Who should I package for Dave Montgomery? Mike Williams, CD, Cook, Jerry Jeudy. Honestly, if you can do a straight swap of Mike Williams for Dave Montgomery, do it. If you need to add somebody, if you need to make a little package, I would probably go. You're running back Miles. Is that Miles Sanders? Ugh, I hate Miles Sanders. Oh, Edmonds is hurt too. Damn, that stinks. That's tough. I don't know. I would probably see if I can go Cooks Ingram. Otherwise, if he doesn't accept it straight up, because if you go Cooks Ingram, you still have Williams, CD, and then you'll have Mixon and Demont. So that's not too bad. Josh Jacobs or Melvin Gordon, Terry McLaurin or Jerry Jeudy. All right, so give me Jacobs and give me McLaurin. I trust McLaurin more than I do Jeudy. I know I don't trust the quarterbacks much, but the cornerbacks for the Buccaneers aren't great. They're not. And in a game like this where they're going to be down because we know they're going to be down, they're Washington, they can't stop anybody. Yeah, Calvin Ridley, that's a tough one. I had Calvin Ridley this year. We just hope he gets better. We mental illness, tough thing. We hope everybody gets better. Is Mike White a league winner? I tell you what, it's funny. Jet fans are more excited about Mike White than Zach Wilson. Am I worried about Eckler? I'm not really too worried about Eckler. He had a couple soft weeks, but he'll be okay. He'll be all right. He's Austin Eckler, target beast, target share beast. Darrell Williams, Ingram, Pitts, Odell need 2 running backs and a flex this week. Give me Darrell if Elaire doesn't play. You need RB2 and a flex this week. So if you need an RB2 and a flex, give me Williams and Ingram. But if you need 2 running backs and a flex, Williams, Ingram, and Pitts, I would start Pitts over OBJ. Now, this is a tough question from Elock227. I struggle with this all week. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I had, I was sitting there before Kamara got ruled out with Josh Jacobs and Dearness Johnson staring at my flex, and I had Dearness Johnson in. I think I'm going to roll with Dearness Johnson. I like Jacobs, I do, but I'm going to roll with Dearness Johnson. We saw great every time he touches the ball, he does something really good. So, and the kid's got a great story. I'm in on Dearness Johnson this week. I think a 17.5 point projection from ESPN is not unheralded. If he gets into the end zone, it's big. If Jacobs could stay healthy through a full game, he'd be a great running back, but he's never healthy. I've got Kamara and Damian Harris. Unlucky. Who do I pick up for the Patriots running back? I would go Brandon Bolden because Stevenson is hurt too. If they're both not playing, I go Bolden. No, I don't love J.J. Taylor. Let's not forget he is a 4th-string wide receiver, running back. What is my favorite NFL team? I'm a Giants fan. I am a Giants fan. Sad Giants fan, but Giants fan. But I'm more critical on my own team than most people are. Thoughts on Alex Collins this week? If you need a flex play, we have Damian Harris and he's out. You just lost Robert Woods. Collins could be a solid start this week with Carson out again. I like the way Collins runs. He needs a touchdown to have a good fantasy week though, because he's not a great through the air guy. Let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, no, come in with your fantasy questions, guys. I mean, we usually do, you go to the YouTube. We got a whole channel. We do 3 vids a week. I mean, we tell you what happened in the NFL weekend, who won, who lost, why they won or lost. We give you the fantasy aspect of everything. Thoughts on Robert Woods? Yeah, I hate that he got hurt. I love Robert Woods. He's a good receiver, great guy. Does a lot in the community, and it really stinks to see his season end in such a weird way. In a season that the Rams are having, that's really a great, like a magical season. Collins or McKissick, half PPR. Since it's half PPR, give me Collins. Otherwise, I would have said McKissick. Aiden, your buddy George wants to know whether you should start Landry or Kirk in your flex. Give me Kirk. If D-Hop doesn't play, give me Kirk. If he does play, give me Landry. Start my flex. Zach Moss, Dawson Knox, or Jarvis Landry. Give me Zach Moss because he is active, and when he is healthy and active, he is their number 1 running back. And I don't think that's a debate. Woods or OBJ? Well, Woods tore his ACL yesterday. I don't know if you knew that. Better call Saul. So he's out for the year, unfortunately. You're gonna have to start OBJ. What do I think OBJ's fantasy value is now? Right now, week 10, 7 to 12 points, maybe if he gets into the end zone. After that, I'm not sure because listen, as much as as I said before, I'm a Giants fan, but as much as a lot of Giant fans love OBJ, Browns fans will tell you he is not the same guy that he was on the Giants. Ever since the ankle injury, he's not really the same guy. But with Woods going down, there's an opportunity for Odell to step in and be a really big playmaker for this team. But it's going to take him a couple weeks to learn the offense. Freiermuth or Dearness Johnson in flex. Dearness Johnson. I mean, tight ends. I hate tight ends. They're the worst. They're always hurt. Flex Knox, T.Y. Oh, if it's T.Y. Hilton, I actually probably go Knox. Take back that tight end thing. Dearness Johnson or James Conner. Oh, that's a tough one. I probably go James Conner just because he's been there and done that before. J.J. Taylor, Brandon Bolden. Give me Brandon Bolden. They're going to use them both, but Brandon Bolden is the third string or set. Brandon Bolden's really the second ish. They're like Harris is the one. It's 2A and 2B between Stevenson and Bolden, and JJ Taylor is behind them. Antonio Gibson or Alex Collins at flex. Give me Gibson, just because I think Antonio Gibson's got a better chance of scoring a touchdown, catching passes than Alex Collins does. Collins or Javonte, half PPR. Give me Javonte. I think they're getting more trust in Williams. It's just they don't use him enough by the goal line. I want to see him get a touchdown. Jacoby Myers or Russell Gage. Give me Jacoby Myers. I don't care that Denzel Ward's there. Just give me Jacoby Myers. Russell Gage. I like Russell Gage. He's shown that he could be a good player, but he's missed a lot of time this year. A lot of time. It's not always the easiest thing to do. Eno Benjamin or Jeremy McNichols. Yeah, you're probably looking at a pretty deep league right there. I'd go Jeremy McNichols. Eno Benjamin's tough to start, especially because he didn't really ever see the field until Edmonds went down. Give me Jeremy McNichols. I really want to see what they do. Like, I want to see what they end up doing with their running backs. Do they relegate back to the receiving back and then Connor at the goal line, or they give Connor the role? That's interesting. Is it okay to drop Tony, or if he has any value, trade away for a running back? If you need if it's a necessity to drop Tony, do it. But I think he's going to become a huge part of that Giants offense, is because they're getting Golladay back fully healthy because he's back last week. They're getting Golladay back. Barkley's coming back. Shepard's still out, but with Barkley back and their left tackle back, I think they're going to give Tony the ball a lot. You kind of can tell he hasn't been healthy. He doesn't really have much value right now. He's kind of a stash play. Who would I trade for Cooper Kupp? Oof. I think no matter what you this is like such a tough question, because I think no matter what you trade for Kupp, you won't be getting the return from Kupp that you want. I know how great he's been. I know he's on pace to break records, but I don't think you should trade for him because the price is so high. If I were to package a deal, I'd probably say Josh Jacobs, Chris Godwin's not terrible. But again, still, you're giving up two solid starters for Cooper Kupp. If you can cover it, do it. I have Kupp, McLaurin, and Diggs at wide receiver, but no solid running backs. That's tough. I tell you, running backs this year have been brutal. Knox or Kittle. Yeah, I'm kind of getting over like a cold or something, so talk too much, I'd lose my voice. Let's see what we got here. OBJ or Judy? Give me Jerry Judy. No questions. Singletary, Peterson. Peterson. Give me Adrian Peterson. AP, AD all day. Singletary will be the backup this week because Zach Moss will be active. Mark Ingram or Chris Carson. Chris Carson is out again. He was not activated in time. Mark Ingram. I would actually start Mark Ingram anyway, believe it or not. It's really, it's really hard to trade for Cooper Kupp. Really difficult. Especially because his price is so high right now. OBJ or DJ Moore? DJ Moore. OBJ, again, he needs to learn the offense. Kyle Pitts is actually worth a flex spot. He is. I actually truly believe that. Him, Kelsey, Waller, only 3 tight ends, actually worth that. I think Pitts will be that for the next few years. Titans defense might go crazy this week. They really might. Especially because, again, the Saints are fielding one of the worst offenses I've ever seen. Trevor Siemian quarterback. They're missing a left tackle. I don't know if they're going to activate Juwan James again because he was a healthy scratch last week. I mean, Callaway, Deontay Harris, Mark Ingram, not David Montgomery. It's the Packers, Montgomery. It's going to drive me crazy. That's going to drive me nuts. I got to look this up. Packers, Montgomery. It's Ty Montgomery. I don't even need to look it up. I know who it is. It's Ty Montgomery. Don't love it. You have Waller and Pitts. That's awesome. Like, I wish I had Waller and Pitts. Yeah, you start one at flex. They're both actually good enough. If you have a double flex or your flex spots aren't great, start both. Would Judy and Sanders be realistic for Demont? If you're talking Emmanuel, no. If you're talking Miles, no. I think I think you got to try to buy Demont any way you can. But the problem is, a lot of people are also who have him are also seeing, wow, he might be, he might win me this league now. Beckham Jr. E-Man. Give me Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, give me Emmanuel Sanders. Miles Sanders, let down of the season. I can't stand Miles Sanders. Okay, you can get me rolling again. Miles Sanders, running back for how many weeks now? Gets hurt. They start running when he leaves. They had like 40 carries the week he left. He got hurt the week after he got hurt. That's crazy. That's crazy. The Eagles clearly don't trust him. And if that's so, just let him go. Just let him go. Gibson, Kirk, or Gage. Gibson, he's a running back. Kirk would be an interesting option if D-Hop is out, though. I still would go with Gibson because maybe he's a little healthier off the bye week. Yeah, I tell you, I had a stacked lineup in one league. My season's already over because of the injuries to my team. I mean, I lost half my roster. I mean, I lost Henry, I lost Montgomery, I lost AB. It's tough, but yeah, I needed him to do anything, and he was terrible. Miles Sanders. Kamara for Keenan Allen and Hollywood Brown, a good trade. It is if you're set on running backs. Like, let's say you have David Montgomery, or let's say you have Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, and you're trading away Kamara for those two. That's awesome. I think it's very hard to trade a top running back in this league like an Alvin Kamara, like a Derrick Henry, like a Christian McCaffrey. Well, McCaffrey's actually tradable now because he's always been hurt and people are a little down. But yeah, it's tough to trade away and for those guys. Start Derek Carr or Hurts. That I can't tell. Okay, so everyone's talking about the Chiefs defense, right? And I'm like, are they actually getting better, or did they just play the Giants and the Packers? They just played the Giants and the Packers with no Aaron Rodgers. I think you start Derek Carr, though. I still think you got to start Derek Carr. I mean, he's on pace. And listen, Derek Carr doesn't usually lose his team games. He lost his team the game last week, and I'm sure he's motivated and angry about it. Patterson and Aaron Jones. I like that running back duo. Aaron Jones is so boomer bust. It's annoying. I traded Cook for CMC. You're probably looking around equal production for them the rest of the way. I think Dalvin Cook just hasn't found the end zone enough. If you look at it's so mind-boggling. Oh, the Vikings. They don't know how to play call or complete a big play ever. I mean, how many times they can be on the 1 yard line and throw the ball? How many times? I mean, that's kind of the value taken out of Cook. And with McCaffrey, with Newton back, I love it. I love it. They're looking around equal production the rest of the way. So even if it's a little less or a little more, it's not that bad. Start Carr or Wentz. I was going to say Wentz because they're playing Jacksonville. But a part of me says do Derek Carr, and here's why. In a divisional game like this, odds are it's going to be a shootout. And if you look through the last few years, when the Chiefs play the Raiders, it's always a close game shootout. Derek Carr plays his best football against the Chiefs. I'm actually starting Derek Carr, believe it or not. D-Hop and Sutton, I give up Diggs. Yes or no? I'd say no. Sutton's doing worse and worse every week. And D-Hop's never healthy. Jacoby Myers, Russell Gage. That's tough. I probably would say give me Jacoby Myers. I'm not a huge Russell Gage fan this week, believe it or not. Terry or CeeDee? I'm gonna go CeeDee. I like CeeDee better. He's playing Atlanta, so I like CeeDee better. If I package Pitts and McLaurin, what kind of trade involves a running back there can get? If you put them both together, and you go walk up to the guy that has Christian McCaffrey, and he has no tight end, you send it. He's gonna think about it. I don't know that he'll accept it. He's gonna think about it. I'm not saying get your hopes up high that you think you can get this. However, there's actually a decent shot that you do get one of these top running backs. There's a chance you get an Alvin Kamara. You're not going to get a Jonathan Taylor or any of those guys at the top of the game. You're not going to get a Dalvin Cook. But you can get a high-class running back, an Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler would be the perfect return for that. Yeah, no problem. Again, any questions you guys have, I want to answer. not everybody's into college football. I watch college football. I really don't have a favorite team, but I kind of watch for NFL next year. Just prospect wise. See if I missed anything. I don't want to miss anyone's questions. Start Van Jefferson over Beasley. I'd probably still start Cole Beasley, actually. Van Jefferson, Beasley, that's a tough question. I'd probably start Beasley, though. Beasley's got a higher floor. Can you trust AP? Depends. Are you trusting him for 10 points or are you trusting him for 15 points? If you're trying to get him to 10, he'll probably get the goal line touches. I mean, he's the big, strong running back in that running back room. He'll probably if they're going to be on the goal line, they're going to give it to AP or they're going to have Tannehill run it. I like AP. Can you trust him? Yeah, it just depends on your expectations. Woods out, Gage or Callaway. Oh, that's tough. I'm going to say Gage. He's got a higher floor. Callaway has been such a disappointment. I expected big things from him this year. Him and Jameis never got it going, and I just don't think he's going to get going with Trevor Siemian. So, yeah, I would probably say Russell Gage. I mean, that was the hot button player of the offseason towards the end when him and Jameis were connecting on touchdowns in the preseason. Everyone was like, oh, we're going to be on for about 6 more minutes. We're going to go to 2:30. So get all your questions in. Get every question you have, get it in. Do I start Melvin Gordon or Courtland Sutton at flex? I don't know if that's Melvin Gordon or you're talking about Jordan Howard, but I would start Melvin Gordon over Sutton as of right now, just because Sutton's been so boomer bust. Brandon Bolden or Sutton? I'd start Sutton over Brandon Bolden though, because it's Gordon. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I'd start Melvin Gordon. The Broncos this week with their matchup against the Eagles, that defense can't stop the run or the pass. So, they do have Darius Slay. So Darius Slay probably will line up across from, he'll probably line up across from Sutton. So Judy might do pretty well. Kenyon Drake or Sutton? Go Sutton. I can't start a backup running back. Not unless Jacob. I wouldn't start Kenyon Drake unless Jacobs is out or I'm desperate. That's the only thing for me. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, that's my personal opinion. I have no way in my head of doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't justify it. Jordan Howard or Drake? Jordan Howard. It's like this guy comes out of nowhere every 2 years after being dropped from one team, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm about to," when teams give him carries, he's good. Yeah, I'm worried Sutton's gonna put up another 3-point game too. I really am. It's with Slay, it's like, ugh. Yeah, I had to start. I'm missing Antonio Brown in a league, and I'm starting other guys, and it's just like, and it's usually Sutton, and I'm hit my head against the wall because Courtland Sutton has been pretty bad since Judy came back. And it's not that Judy's been fantastic; it's just Sutton's been bad. Yeah. I think Denver had their hand on the pulse here about if they can actually win, and then they go out and beat the Cowboys. So Denver confuses me. Beasley or Ayuk? Oh, that's tough. I might get hate for this. Give me Ayuk. Ayuk. I think he's back. They trust him again. All you got to do is look at their snap count, and his is shot up the last 3 weeks. I think he's out of the doghouse finally. Yeah, thank you guys for those of you who are on the YouTube. I appreciate it. Sub to the YouTube, and literally we will set your if you've got trade questions, you're confused, just sub to the YouTube channel and comment on the YouTube live right now, and I will answer any lineup questions you have. I will, if you need me to, I'll literally set your lineup. We will help you out any way you need it. Yeah. It's just right now it's just fantasy football. It's the most important part of the year right now, guys. You're in week 10, and you need to have, if you're in a dynasty league, I'm in a dynasty league, you need to have your hand on the pulse. You need to know whether your season's about to end or not. And, are you going to do a season-saving trade? Are you going to make that right move? Try to do what you can do. Right now, I'm sitting at a pretty peculiar place in one of my leagues, and I can share this with you guys. I want to see if I can actually pull up my team because I can't just say it. Like, I actually have to show, and it's pretty impressive how bad my team is, given how talented it is. Um, yeah, it's tough right now for a lot of fantasy owners. It's tough. This year's been a little weird, and a lot of guys are Carter or Lockett for the flex. Michael Carter. I don't trust Lockett. I never have, and I never will. Like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys this. I don't know how to flip my camera on this. Honestly, I'm like a 50-year-old man on this thing. Oh yeah, it's got the face thing, so I'm not gonna be able to do that. That's all right. It's all right. I'll just tell you guys what I got. So I got for this team. My quarterback is Justin Herbert. Ayuk or Mike Williams. Mike Williams gonna have a big week. If you're comfortable with the rest of your lineup, go Mike Williams. Ayuk's got a higher floor in my opinion, and I think Ayuk is back. But I'll tell you guys this. This was my fantasy lineup, and it's embarrassing. Frankly, I'm actually embarrassed by my team. The fact that my record is 3-6. My quarterback is Herbert. I have Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara because we have a dynasty keeper league. I traded up to the first overall pick last year, and I took Kamara, so I'd have Cook and Kamara. That's not gone well. I have DK and Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs, and Josh Jacobs. And I'm suffering right now. I'm suffering. I mean, I have a 3-6 fantasy team that is comprised of first and second round picks this year, just because of trades I've made. So it is what it is. It's a weird fantasy year. I'll tell you guys, it's a really weird fantasy year. But again, any questions you have, you need help on your lineup, you need anything, go to Totally Unbiased, subscribe, comment on any of your videos. We can have a direct dialogue. DM us on Instagram. We have our Instagram's Totally Unbiased. Just DM us. We'll have a full conversation with you guys, helping you with your fantasy teams. But it's 2:40, guys. I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to log out on YouTube first. So this is for all the YouTube people. Thank you for YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subbing to the channel. We'll catch you next time. Oh, see, there we go. We got some questions. You keep the questions rolling. I'll keep answering them. I'm going to do a full minute without questions. I'll stop. Do I start Thielen or DJ Moore? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I would probably say DJ Moore due to matchup. I think maybe PJ Walker will lean on him. I hate the matchup Thielen has. If Thielen scores, he's going to be good this week. Otherwise, I don't think so. And Robert Woods should be dropped, correct? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's time for Robert Woods to go unless you're in a dynasty non-redraft league. But yeah, I'm ending my stream on YouTube. Thank you for all the people that went to YouTube. And remember, guys, if you log on to our YouTube and you like our videos and you subscribe to our channel, I'll answer any question